Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. The black foaming around me, don't know where I've been. The hell I'm back on fire, a drive that's your Cadillac. In fact, diagnosed sick in the head, that's facts. Still lacking no defense for attack. Coming down with a sickness instead. Everything I said, it meant to make sense.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Jackson Files. Today we're going to check out another video from Mike at That Chapter. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel if you have not already. This is the sinister case of Erica Stefanko. I have no idea what this is about, so this should be a good story. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you tuning in. If you like music, true crime, comedy, and sports content, then you've come to the right place. And I do YouTube full-time, so please consider joining my channel and becoming a member or joining my Patreon. I would truly appreciate your support. And I am reacting to anything you'd like for 15 bucks, under 20 minutes for the rest of 2021. More information in the pinned comment about that. I will put a link to this original video as well, so definitely go show Mike some love. Let him know Jackson sent you. Let's get right into this. The sinister case of Erica Stefanko.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video, we're talking about Zab, bro. Okay, now I'm hearing it out loud. Today we're talking about what happened 9 years ago when someone ordered some sweet-ass Dominoes, and they got a lot more. That was it, you know, until it wasn't, because after 7 whole years of silence passed, I mean, that's how it looked like on the surface at least. A woman named Erica, she got something she didn't order. Make sense? Didn't think so, but it will once we, give it a go. To Ohio we go. Downtown New Franklin is where the party's at. Roughly 14,000 people live in this small city in northeast Ohio. A nice, quiet place to live. Maybe too quiet. New Frankie is part of the Akron metro area. You got a lake called Turkey Foot, which I enjoy, and it is, according to its own website, a 100 safest cities in America city. Yeah, but you could be number 100. Not quite so sure about that. Looked on quite a few of those lists, actually, no dice. I think they were voted one of the 100 safest cities in America around the same time this website was created.
New
No
Franklin,
shit.
population 14,000, located in the southern part of Summit County. It is the home of Portage Lakes.
Kind of what I would call like a nice little restful, sleepy vacation spot.
Mavoto, a California real estate broker, says it's not only sleepy, it named New Franklin the most boring city in Ohio.
Not surprised.
See, for once, I don't have to make fun of a place, as I usually do. News does it for me. So back in 2012, on a warm summer's night, the 20th of June, a call came in for a delivery to your local Domino's pizza pie shop.
Pizza pie.
The Domino's, and there was a few, was at 4037 South Main Street, Akron, in Green, across Turkey Foot Lake from New Franklin. Someone was looking for a large half and half pepperoni mushroom. Sounds good, gives a bite there. This call came in about 11:40 p.m. just as they were looking to get, closed up sooner rather than later. They closed at 12 a.m. and so, this would be the last delivery for the driver that Wednesday night. The caller was a woman, and she was looking to have the pizza delivered to a business parking lot on West Turkey Foot Lake Road. Working late, burning the midnight oil? We'll meet you there. The delivery driver would be Ashley Biggs. Ashley was 25 years old, born in 1987, and she was in a long-term relationship with her girlfriend Brittany, while also raising her young daughter, Grace. Ashley, she had served previously in the US military. So she took the pizza, headed off to, quickly deliver it, be right back, finish up your shift. Well, over an hour later, the Domino's was closed and her co-workers were still there waiting for Ashley to return. Calls to, the person the delivery was made to went unanswered, and calls to Ashley got no response. This was at 12:45 a.m. and it was a 4-minute drive to where the delivery was due at 647 West Turkey Foot Lake Road. And so, with nothing,
What a funny street name and park, Turkey Foot.
they called the police to report something was wrong. Police then, followed up with where she had been sent to, the delivery location. It was just a regular office building, along one of the roads. The business was on a more remote side of town, and when the police rocked up, all the lights were off. Nobody was home. There was no car at the location, but blood was on the pavement. There had certainly been a violent struggle. Police quickly came to the conclusion that Ashley, she had been lured there, but by whom? Or, who?
Man, this is another reminder of like how fucked up people are in the world, man. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, don't you have morals?
A few hours later, as the sun arose, a car was discovered in a cornfield in Chippewa Township, 20 minutes from New Franklin. Police were called, and upon arrival, they had a goo inside the car, and in the back, along the floor, was Ashley Biggs. She had been tasered in the back, to be subdued, and then it was a zip tie around the neck. And that was the end of Ashley Biggs.
Wow.
Blood was everywhere, taser wires on her wrists zip-tied, and a...
Horrible, like, obviously we're only 5 minutes in and we're going to find out a lot more, but I'm wondering if this was a hate crime,
4-foot-long zip tie was around her neck, her face purple. And well, missing Domino's driver and Domino's stuff everywhere in the car, they were pretty quick to realize who the deputies were looking at. And the police were swiftly told who could, probably did, do this. Ashley's ex, a fella named Chad Cobb. Chad was in the middle of a very bitter custody dispute with Ashley over young Grace, their daughter, 7 years old at the time. Chad Cobb was 30 years old, and he lived in the same county, Summit, as Ashley. He had had a brief relationship with Ashley. Didn't last too long, things went from amicable, obviously, wink wink, to, not that, very quickly. See, after Ashley gave birth to their daughter, she straight up just joined the military and, cut all communication. So Chad, he was given custody of Grace. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, Ashley just, comes back into their life and is like, yep, that baby's mine now, essentially. Only, Grace wasn't a baby anymore. She was, 6 years old, having just grown up with her dad. The judge gave custody of young Grace back to Ashley. And
yeah, that's interesting.
That led to this. Now, Chad was married to a woman named Erica Leon. Now, Erica, whatever doesn't kill me, had better start running Stefanko. But, we'll get there later. And they had 3 kids together. So Ashley's girlfriend, Brittany, she immediately told all of this to the police about the custody disputes and how things were, in the toilet, essentially. And then, didn't it just so happen that Chad, he owned a cable installation company. The kind that might just happen to use 4-foot-long zip ties. 7 years before this, Chad had pled guilty to domestic violence against Ashley. And at the time of the murder, Ashley had a protective order against him. So it was on the 21st of June, the same day Ashley was found, that Chad was arrested. He was found hiding in the woods behind his parents' gaff. A search warrant of his home was undertaken, and on a few of the tools was Ashley's blood. Case closed. And by the way, I never learned what happened to the pizza, the half and half pepperoni mushroom.
A Richmond man accused of killing his child's mother appeared in court today. Chad Cobb was arraigned on...
If somebody ate that pizza, that's pretty fucked up, I'll tell you that.
...aggravated murder and kidnapping charges. In June, police found the body of Ashley Biggs bound and gagged inside a vehicle in New Franklin. Cobb and Biggs shared custody of their 6-year-old daughter. Court records show their battle over how often Cobb got to see the child was heating up. Cobb will be back in court later this month.
Chad Cobb was charged with a first-degree murder. Death penalty, could have been on the cards, but Chad, he instead, he took a plea, pled guilty, and he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And that's the end of it.
So it's like Just think of that poor little girl, man. She lost her mother to murder and lost her father to jail, to prison, all in one instant.
That chapter, you know, if that was the end of the story, it ain't. Chad Jacob's life was effectively over. He was sent away at a young age and would never set foot on free soil again. But there was like just a little bit more. Because the caller was female. A local detective named Michael Hitchens continued to monitor Erica Leon. He believed she was involved and that Chad hadn't acted alone. Monitored her as Chad, well, he had nowhere to go, but she moved on with her life. She divorced Chad. Then, later, married one of Chad's childhood friends,
Wow.
Mike Stefanko. There was no evidence at all against Erica, though, being involved in what happened to Ashley. And Chad, you know, he'd be questioned time and time again. Said nothing. The phone that had made the call, that had, you know, made the delivery call, it was a burner phone. And that was traced. It happened, it was bought in a Walmart just down the road. And the day it was bought, well, there was CCTV of Chad, Erica, and their kids. But her being there, you know, when it was bought. So that wasn't enough, you know, to really put really anything on Erica. But something was enough for Chad, right? He was furious. You know, when he got sent away, he was like to his beloved, oh yeah, it's fine, move on. You pretend I'm dead. You know, go have a great life without me. Look after our children. I'll never forget you. You're not fucking marrying my best friend, though. And Grace, who is now living with Erica as her mother was dead and her dad was in prison, she began to tell Chad, you know, write letters to him saying, Erica was a real bitch. Abusive towards her, you know, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's horrible. Around this point, a few years, 4, in the slammer, and seeing the shit that was going on, he thought, here, listen. Had enough of this. He decided to maybe have a bit of a chinwag with the police, and he said Erica was there. She was there that night, and you need to speak with my mother, Cindy Cobb. She might just so happen to have a little something for you. Like, I don't know, a secret recording maybe? See, Cindy was also not too keen on Erica. Chad had 4 kids, which Erica had custody of, and Erica did not let their grandmother see them all too often. So, one day, Cindy invited Erica over. Have a drink, you know, patch things up, shoot the shit. Cindy had a recording device.
I'll take some of the stronger stuff if there's any available. You told me face to face that you made the phone call and you set the meeting up. I mean, that's you had told me. And there's no lie in that. Like I said, Chad said this is what we're going to do, and this is your part in it, and I carried out my part in it. I did exactly what he told me to do. And it wasn't because he was forcing me to do it, or like he had a gun to my head. It was because he said this is your part, and this is what you're going to do. If everything had been told exactly as it happened, then we both be in prison right now. He was so, like, he would get this...
Man, it didn't take much to get this bitch to talk, huh?
Hole on his face and be like, I'm going to... If this goes through and I can do this, I'm going to keep her stall with a trophy. If I could go back in time and change things, I would change a lot of things, but that's not a possibility. So we are where we are now. Knowing everything that I know about her and Grace and what kind of a person that she was and where her life is going, do I feel bad about what happened to her? Not really. You know, even the moments that she went through before her life ended, no. You know, you can't like really function in everyday life if you're looking over your shoulder every second. Every time I hear a siren, I think they're coming for me. And that's something that I've been living with.
Oh, poor you. Poor fucking you. I hope this bitch gets it, man.
This was in March 2014. Only 1 year after Chad Cobb.
Sorry for my language, but I ain't got no room in my heart for people like this.
Was sent away for life. Cindy kind of did this of her own volition. She would say, I just left the recording there, didn't really expect anything to happen, you know, just insurance for my son who will never see the light of day again. She would actually leave it in a safe for 4 whole years before finally handing it over to the police. I mean, I don't know what she was going to do with it, saving it for a rainy day or something. So in 2018, the police had that recording, and Chad, he basically came out and said, listen, I'm more than happy to testify.
Like, couldn't the mom get in trouble for obstruction of justice if she had that for 4 years?
Boy, I'll yap away about her, not a bother. And there was no deal with Chad for any kind of reduced sentence or anything if he did testify against Erica if they arrested her. But he said, yeah, I still want to do it. I think he was just really pissed off seeing her life.
It's a really weird thing, too, though, because it's like, I don't know, if her story was right, and he told her, like, this is your part, this is what you're doing, and now he's, like, turning her in, even though it was all his idea, and he's got 3 kids with her, he's going to leave them motherless. Like, I mean, granted, maybe he worked something out with his mom to take care of them or something ahead of time, I don't know.
Outside while he was, not.
Yeah. Get her. Yeah, you don't even want to look. You don't even want to show your face. Look at her.
Those sirens caught up with her 7 years after she
Show
made
your face, lady. Like, what the fuck? You can't show your face?
phone call when Chad admitted she had been part of the murder plot in November 2019.
Can't even show her fucking face.
So Erica was arrested. But it was so dicey because could they prove that Erica was a part of Ashley's murder plot, beyond any kind of reasonable doubt? Ordering a pizza ain't against the law, and one of the witnesses was a convicted murderer.
You got her on tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a person who, after 8 years now, after never mentioning it before, until really about 2017, he's stewing in that prison. And now he's trying to get out from under full responsibility. Because he wants to drag somebody else down to his level. He wants to get out of prison early. He wants his sentence shortened.
The defense said Erica was never a part of anything. It was all Chad, fucking Bingus over here. And there was no DNA evidence pointing to her having taken part. But I mean, she spoke about it at length on that secret recording. She followed step by step everything he told her to do. But they had alcohol, the defense said. And did you get a load of this? After Chad was sent away, Erica became a heavy drinker, so you gave her some vodka? Something spicy? This is a load of shite. Plus, Cindy had it for 4 years before handing it over. Interesting.
This murder of Ashley Biggs could not have happened if Erica Stefanko and Chad Cobb did not work together. It was planned together, and it was carried out together.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They both conspired to lure her there.
And then, there you go, 'tis himself. Chad Cobb showed up and was mad to have a go at ex-Erica.
Even though you never said anything in 2012 or 2014, correct?
I'm sorry, what's the question? And I remember she ordered a pizza. And I remember it struck me as bizarre because she ordered a half pepperoni and mushroom pizza. A short time later, Ashley showed up.
Ashley did not leave that parking lot alive that night.
Yes, sir, that is accurate.
During the course of your criminal prosecution, were you ever aware that Mike and Erica started a relationship?
Yes, sir.
So now, 8 years after you murdered Ashley Biggs, you're now saying that somebody else was involved.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you're asking me, was Ashley in her car when I drove it to our bridge in the field?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Was Ashley already dead?
Yes, sir.
Did you strangle her?
I'm not the one who strangled her, sir.
Would you please repeat that?
Whoa.
I am not the one that strangled her, sir.
I see. So now you pled guilty, and now you're saying that you didn't kill her. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Whoa. How does this not come up again?
It's actually one of the funniest things about this case. You know, we start off as a perfect plot for custody reasons, which we see time and time again. And then as the years went by, it just became like a family drama. A revenge against his wife, who got off of this scot-free. He said that not only was she a key participant by being the one to lure Ashley out to that remote parking lot, but she was also there the entire time, watching as Chad murdered Ashley, helped him clean up and get rid of the body. Then when they dumped Ashley's car a county over, well, Erica followed and then drove Chad away from the scene. Ashley and Chad's daughter also testified that she overheard Erica ordering the pizza from Domino's, and essentially ordering Ashley's death sentence.
Do you have a memory of Erica making a phone call?
Yes.
Tell us about the phone call.
I know she ordered a pizza. I don't remember what she said that was on it. And I can remember that she did not use her name.
Do you remember what name she did use?
No.
She also said how Erica was essentially just a giant bitch, who once made Grace, the daughter, eat dog shit.
Ugh.
She was mentally abusive and physically. I remember she would hold me on the ground and she would hit me. And then she also, before, made me eat dog feces.
So let's talk about that.
No pun intended, but what a piece of shit, man. Like, I hope that they really throw the book at this girl.
Do you know why she made you eat dog feces?
Because she was jealous of my relationship with my father.
With who?
With my father.
With your father.
A few other things came out about Erica. And there was a friend who testified saying that Erica had hacked into Ashley's social media profile, was stalking her, was furious at her for, well, what she said was destroying her and Chad's relationship. And then after Ashley was killed, Erica decided to take a big shit on Ashley's grave.
Did she talk about, after Ashley was murdered, anything she may have done in regards to Ashley?
She did say that after everything had happened, that she would visit Ashley's grave. And at one point, I know that she had said that she had defecated on her grave.
How cold-hearted of a person do you have to be to not only take part or even be the person that murdered a person, but then you got to go and shit on their grave afterwards? Like, what? It's like you're a fucking demon.
And why did she say she did this?
Quote unquote, for all the shit she put us through.
What the shit? What is it with her and Pooh? Fucking loves it.
That's shitty.
It took the jury 3 days of deliberation to reach a verdict. She was found guilty of murder.
Yeah.
The jury has found the defendant, Erica Stefanko, guilty of the offense of aggravated murder.
Yeah, who's shitting on who now?
Now, they didn't find her guilty on everything, which essentially meant that they didn't believe she had touched Ashley or been there.
Who's shitting on
but
who now?
That making the call was as good as.
Your Honor, if it is healing and helpful to Ashley's family and friends, to Grace, think of me as the monster. If it is helpful for Cindy Cobb to exonerate her child for his own actions by putting the blame on me, if that helps these people, particularly people who are victims, I can accept that.
Shut up.
I was most certainly my worst self during my relationship with Chad. I have never been a hateful person.
Defecated on her grave.
Erica, at 38 years old, was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. And there you have it. A horrific event, and something that, like I said, it started over custody, and we see them again and again. But it eventually led to, after years of silence, well...
I mean, I can understand with being your worst person because of a relationship. Like, I've actually been in those shoes. But that's a whole different fucking line than what you did, man.
Shit. Literally. Catching up with Erica. Her horrible secret was finally revealed. And it seems like something she knew was going to happen, that this was inescapable.
Pure
Good
evil.
old Chad. He wasn't going to sit back and just let this happen. Like I said, like, what started out as one thing just became like him just really pissed off. Raging inside there. So he was,
Yeah, all you had to do was not fucking marry his best friend, you'd probably be living scot-free.
Weird obsessions with poo. Well, there you go. Pizza time gone wrong. I mean, if it wasn't for the poo stuff, I'd be starving right now. Thank you.
All right, everybody. I'm glad that justice was served in this case. Like, she, pure evil. And rest in peace to Ashley Biggs. It sounds like she was put through some really horrible stuff. My condolences go out to her friends and family for sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you tuning in. Everybody stay safe. Have a happy new year. I'll see you next time.
The road that I was needing to go. Just forget the negativity and be the person that you want to be. It's all about the good vibes of that good life. My whole life I've wondered what it's like to just give up. But I got no quit in my heart. I got ambition in my soul. Never let life take me down. I turn my frown upside down. See a bright, bright future. Finally turn myself around. Sometimes my head runs amok. I can't.
When I look up at the sky, I just
You see me coming and you wanna run away. And it's okay, I love the thrill of the chase. I don't know what to say, but I don't really care, cause I like you. Yeah, I like you, I like you. I see you coming and I wanna run away. I'm not okay because you're making my heart rate raise. I've never felt this way, but I don't really care, cause I like you, I like you. Got me thinking maybe I'll work up the nerve.